Now we're going to start discussing combat results. We've briefly touched on it in some previous videos, but we're going to go over the specific results you can expect at the end of combat. Now, as we said previously, the first hit that a unit receives is going to cause a disruption. So let's say our Tiger here fired at the Russian infantry, and after accounting for all modifiers and defense rolls, one hit was able to go through. You would take and mark the unit as disrupted at that point. Disrupted units do have restrictions that need to be kept in mind. They cannot fire, but they can move, but they can only move in certain directions. They can't move closer to enemy units, only away from enemy units that are in their line of sight. That's a key word, if they're in the disrupted unit's line of sight. And as we said previously, if it's something like armored infantry that has a half track, they can unload if they are disrupted. Now, if they're attacked in an assault combat, they can counterattack, but their stats are going to be adjusted. Their to hit number is going to be increased to a 6. So looking at our Russian infantry here, we can see that their assault number is a 2-4. That would be changed to a 2-6 since they're disrupted at this point. And like we covered previously, a disrupted unit at the beginning of its formation can take a morale check to take an attempt to remove the disruption. Now, once a unit is disrupted, any further hits are going to cause it to become reduced. So let's say that another attack comes in against this infantry squad here, and they take another hit while they are already disrupted. At that point, you will flip them over and you'll see the white stripe, which does designate that they are a reduced unit. Do keep in mind, some units like armored infantry aren't going to have the reduced side since they have the half track on the other side. You will have a separate counter to represent its reduced side. And of course, if you have a unit that is reduced and it takes another hit, it's going to be eliminated. Now the disruption is going to stay on a unit. So if it's originally disrupted and it takes another hit, it goes down to reduced. You could take and remove the disruption at that point if you pass a morale check, and another hit against a reduced unit would disrupt it again. Then if it took another hit, it would be eliminated. Also, if you have a hard target like these SU-152s, if one of those becomes eliminated, they will have a wreck marker placed into the hex. You can only have one wreck marker in a hex no matter how many vehicles are destroyed in that hex. And a wreck marker does provide defense bonuses to units who are still in the hex.